Let's get started. Bring yourself to comfortable seated position, sitting cross-legged on your knees, cross-legged or on your knees, whichever is more comfortable for you. I will just say that there is currently a storm raging outside of my window. So one, I don't know if you can hear the rain. Sorry if that's annoying. And two, also I don't know how the internet will hold up. It's been pretty good, but I know it sometimes goes a bit shaky when the weather gets really bad. So bear with me if I get stuck buffering. Yeah, okay. That said, let's properly begin. So sitting yourself up right from the lower back, tilting the pelvis forward slightly, drawing the low belly in, lifting the chest and rolling the shoulders down and back, resting your hands gently on your legs and rising up through the crown of the head, really taking up your full height as you relax the shoulders down and back and feel the sitting bones dropping down into the earth or into your heels if you're kneeling. And then close your eyes and take a few moments to arrive in your body, arrive on your mat, noticing any sensations in the body, any mood or emotion you might be bringing with you. And just doing a quick body scan, bringing the awareness down into your feet and ankles and up through the legs to the pelvis. Feeling the weight of the pelvis really releasing down. And then bringing your awareness up through your torso to your neck and head. And down through the arms to the hands. And gently relaxing all the facial muscles, softening the lips and the tongue, the nose and the cheeks, softening the eyes, the eyebrows, and the forehead. And we take 3 deep, intentional breaths together. Inhale, breathing right down deep into the belly, really using the diaphragm. And exhale, letting the sitting bones drop down once more. Inhale, breathing out into the sides and the back of the rib cage. And exhale, the shoulders relax down and back. And inhale, right down deep into the belly, out into the sides and the back of the rib cage, all the way up to the top of the lungs. And let it go. Let your day so far go. And commit to being here with yourself for the next hour. Perhaps bringing a sense of curiosity and compassion to how you are in each moment. And then open your eyes, interlace your hands in front of you, take a breath in, and breathing out, push the hands away. Draw the low belly in and up, take another breath in, and as you breathe out, start to slowly, mindfully move the arms in the shoulder sockets, not going into a back bend here, so really keeping that lower abdominal engagement to stabilize the torso. Then lift up out of the waist, using the arms to lengthen the sides of the body, stretching from hips to armpits to wrists, squeezing the upper arms gently in towards the ears as you resist away with the heels of the hand. Keeping the breath flowing smooth in and out through the nose. Lift up a little more. And then slowly release your hands and release your legs. Stretch the legs out, wiggle the toes, and then bring the other leg in front, unless of course you're kneeling, in which case you can stay kneeling. And again, take a moment to sit upright from the lower back, so tilting the pelvis forward slightly, drawing the lower belly in, lifting the chest straight up, rising up through the crown of the head, and relaxing the shoulders down and back, resting the hands gently on the legs. And just taking a couple of breaths, really taking up your full height, your full space, inhaling, rising up through the crown of the head. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders, broadening the chest. Then interlace your hands the other way with the less dominant thumb on top. Take a breath in, and breathing out, push the palms away. Tips of the thumbs touching, little fingers crossed. Draw the belly in and up. Take another breath in, and on the out breath, move the arms in the shoulder sockets, maintaining that engagement of the lower abdominals. Bringing the arms up as much as you can without losing the stability of the torso. So not going into a back bend here to bring the arms further back. And then again, lift up out of the waist, really stretch up, lengthening from hips to armpits to wrists. Gently squeeze the upper arms in towards the ears as you resist away with the heels of the hands. Keeping the breath flowing smoothly in and out. And then slowly release the hands and release the legs. And make your way up to a standing position or Tadasana, mountain pose, the foundation of all the standing postures. So as you're standing with your big toes together, just start to bring your awareness down into your feet. Perhaps for the first time today, noticing the sensations of contact between your feet and the floor. And ground down through the heel of the right foot, pick up the ball, stretch it forwards, and spread the toes. Ground down the heel of the left foot, pick up the ball of the foot, stretch it forwards, and spread the toes out. And keeping the balls of the feet down, just lift all the toes up and see if you can bring down one toe at a time, and lift up one toe at a time. It can help to have a look down, see what your toes are up to. And just as you're doing this, feeling the sensations in the center of the foot as we start to wake up all those little muscles that support the arches of the feet and control the movements of the toes. Okay, and then bringing all the toes down, body weight back over the heels, engage the quadriceps, lift the kneecaps, lift the front of the pelvis, draw the low belly in and up, lift the chest, and roll the shoulders down and back for Tadasana. Take a breath in, extend the arms out to the sides of the room, really stretching now across the chest and the upper back, lengthening the arms as much as possible, really broadening the palms, stretching the fingers wide, and keeping the breath flowing. From here, turn the arms in the shoulder sockets, fully externally rotating those arms, and then lifting straight up. Again, maintaining your alignment so the body weight's still back over the heels, the kneecaps are still lifted, the belly's still in, and then lifting up out of the waist, lengthening the torso, stretching up as much as possible. And then maintaining that lift in the spine. Allow the arms to come out and down. Bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and step or hop to a wide stride for your second warrior pose. 2 heels in one line, outside edges of the feet parallel, and find your mountain pose legs. So heels down, inner arches up, body weight back over the heels, lifting the quadriceps, lifting the front of the pelvis. Inhale the arms out, stretching across the chest. Turn your left foot in slightly and the right foot out all the way. Inside edge of the foot parallel with the mat. Inhale, lift up out of the waist, and exhale, mind in the back foot, really resisting back to the left here as you sit down towards the right. Body is still in the center, crown of the head rising up. And just have a look down at your knee and make sure you can see your big toe pushing the knee back towards the little toe side of the foot. Finally, turn your head to look along your right arm. Bring your mind to your back foot, your left foot again, and one more time really push that heel down, lift the inner arch of the foot up, engage the quadricep, and maintaining the strength of that anchor, see if you can sit down a little bit more to the right. Draw the low belly in and up, lift the chest, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, and extend through to the fingertips of both arms. Maybe have a little look at your back arm and check that it hasn't drooped down behind you. And keeping the breath flowing, sit down one more time. And then bring your gaze to the front, straighten your right leg, turn the right foot round, and relax your arms a moment. Check you've still got 2 heels in one line. We go to the other side. Inhale, outstretch the arms, turn the right foot in slightly, and the left foot out all the way. Inside edge of the left foot parallel with the long edge of the mat. Draw the belly in and up. Inhale, lift the chest, mind to the back foot as you sit down now to the left. Have a look down, check that you can see your big toe pushing the left knee out to the little toe side of the foot with the torso rising straight up from the hips. Finally, turn your head to look along your left arm. Mind to the right foot, push the heel down, lift the inner arch up, engage the quadriceps, and then from that anchor, see if you can sit down a little bit more to the left. Draw the belly in, lift the chest, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, and really extend those arms all the way to the fingertips, long fingers, wide palms, breath flowing smooth. Sit down a little bit more, and then bring your gaze to the front, straighten your left leg, turn the feet round, and come back to mountain pose. Body weight back, chest lifted, extend the fingers down towards the floor. Hands on hips, step or hop to a wide stride for your extended side angle pose. Draw the elbows back, open across the chest, turn the right foot in, no weight, left foot in, and right foot out all the way. Fully rotating this leg, also still facing towards the front. We'll go in and out of this a few times. So really engage this back leg, the left leg. Keep that quadricep on, keep the heel pushing down as you inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, sit down to the right. Inhale up, exhale down. And as you bend that knee, make sure that it's pushing back towards the little toe side of the foot. It's not falling in towards me. And make sure that the torso is maintaining this completely still, stable position in the middle. Keeping the mind in the back leg, really resisting back with this back leg as you sit down. This is the anchor of your posture. Okay, next time we're down, bring the elbow to the knee. Wobble around a little bit if you need. And use that elbow to push the knee back towards the little toe side of the foot. Draw the belly in and start to turn the torso, the tummy and the chest up towards the ceiling. Take the top arm up and over, palm facing down, and extend that arm. So we're stretching all down the left side of the body here. Either keep your Right elbow on your knee, or bring it gently to the floor behind your foot without any weight on the fingers. Pushing the elbow, the knee into the elbow. Draw the belly in again, turn the tummy and the chest up, stretch through those top arms, and really maintaining that left leg really actively straight. Bring your gaze to the front, keep the knee bent, come up through warrior two, and then straighten your right leg and turn your feet round. I went on a long bike ride yesterday and my quads are like, what are you doing? There we go. Body weight back over the heels, bring the hands onto the hips and draw the elbows back. Turn the right foot in slightly and the left foot out all the way. Torso still facing the front. Mind to the back leg, push the heel down, engage this quadricep, keep it engaged as you inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, bend that knee, inhaling up and exhaling down. So again here, just making sure that your knee is pushing out towards the little toe side of the foot so that it doesn't fall in, maintaining this external rotation of the hip and the alignment of the knee and the foot, which is going to protect your knee in these postures and take the stretch into the hip. Also really, again, maintaining the strength of this back leg, that anchor point. So as your body goes down to this side, really resisting back, keeping this leg very strong and actively straight. Okay, next time you're down, bring your elbow to the knee, using the elbow to push the knee back. Draw the belly in, turning the tummy and the chest up towards the ceiling. Bring the top arm up and over, palm facing down, and then stretch now the whole right side of the body. You can either keep your elbow on the knee or bring the fingertips gently down, no weight through the fingers, and pushing the knee back into the elbow. Right leg really actively straight, re-engage that quadricep, draw the belly in, turn the tummy and the chest up one more time. And then bring your gaze to the front, keep the knee bent, come up through warrior two, straighten your leg, and turn the feet round, coming back to your mountain pose. Body weight back over the heels, lift the chest, and extend your fingers down towards the floor. And breathe. Okay, hands on hips. Come to a generous hip distance for your chair pose, maybe a little too generous. Put it in a little bit. Spread the toes, bring the body weight back, engage the quadriceps. Inhale, lift the arms up, or keep them on your hips if you prefer. Lifting up out of the waist and then sitting down into your chair. Body weight is back through the heels, not through the toes. Belly is strongly drawing in, and we're in a back bend, so we lift the chest and try and keep the arms up in line with the ears. They're going to want to come forwards, but really working the muscles of the back to keep them back here, stretching through to the fingertips. As always, draw the belly in one more, sit down one more, chest up one more. And then standing all the way up, bringing the arms down, step the feet together, and breathe. Inhaling up through the crown of the head, exhale, stretch the fingertips down. And we go again, feet together, either hands on hips or up above the head. Lift up out of the waist, body weight through the heels, and sit down, drawing the belly strongly towards the spine, keeping the chest lifted and the arms by the ears. Body weight back through the heels, sit down more, belly to spine more, lift the chest up more, arms back more, keeping the breath flowing. Keeping the knees and feet together this time. Sit down a little bit more. And then come all the way up. Bring your arms down and breathe. Okay, we're going to do the Feel in and out of the forward bend before another standing posture, just to open up the hamstrings a little bit. So come to your generous hip distance. You don't need to turn to the side. I just have. And toes in, heels out, so that the outside edges of your feet are parallel. Engage the quadriceps, actively lifting the kneecaps up. And then again, you have the option here of either hands on the hips with the elbows drawing back, or the arms up above your head, gluing your biceps to your ears. Stick them there, don't let them droop down. So whichever position you're in, you're going to inhale, lift up out of the waist, and exhale, coming down and inhaling up. Only coming down so far as you can, maintaining your lumbar curve. So not rounding here through the lower back, keeping the chest lifted and the belly drawing in. So you should be maintaining a slight back bend throughout the movement, finding the movement in the hips rather than in the back. If your arms are up, really aim to keep them by your ears, extending the fingertips away, drawing the chest forward, keeping the gaze slightly forward so that you maintain this back bending position. At the top of the movement, you're squeezing the glutes. And at the bottom of the movement, you're drawing the belly strongly towards the spine. Legs are straight throughout. Okay, next time you're at the top, everyone bring the arms down wherever you are, and we're just going to hold it at a half forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands on hips, elbows back. Exaggerate going into a little bit of a back bend here, so really lift the chest. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, come down as far as you can, maintaining that lumbar curve. I encourage you to have a feel and check that you're not doing this. So here should be a concave position. That might mean that you're up here, that's fine. But really maintaining this concave position. We're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. So you're really engaging those quadriceps, lift the kneecaps up, draw the belly strongly in towards the spine. Imagine someone's pulling your chest, your sternum forward, so extending the torso forwards, gazing forwards, elbows drawing back towards each other to open across the chest. Turn the tailbone up a millimeter if you can, and keep the breath flowing. Perhaps the lowest rib will come an inch or so closer to the floor, stretching the back of the hamstrings, but all the while maintaining this concave lower back. A few more breaths here. And then standing all the way up. The rain is very loud. I imagine you can definitely hear it now. Come back to your mountain pose position. And then we're going to do the standing posture that has the arms behind the back. So just to remind you here, you have options with your hands. You can, if it's available to you, do a reverse namaskar like this and wiggle your hands as far up the back as possible. If this is not available to you, or if it's painful, you can do something like this. Or you can do holding just onto the wrists, or like this. Whichever is going to be appropriate for you. Please don't hurt yourself by trying to get into a position that's not suitable for you. Okay, so come into whichever variation of that is going to be right for you. Find your mountain pose, so keep your body weight back at the heels, belly in, chest lifted, and just draw the elbows back a little bit to take the stretch into the front of the shoulders and the triceps. I'm going to step the feet to a medium stance. I'm going to turn all the way to the side. So pick up your left toes, turn them in, pick up the left heel, turn it out, and then push that heel down and engage the quadricep, and then turn your right foot out all the way. Bring the hips round, so start to squeeze the inner thighs together so that you can square your hips with the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, go into a little bit of a back bend like we just did with the forward bend. And then you're going to slowly start to lengthen forwards, maintaining that backward bending position, maintaining the lift in the chest, maintaining the belly drawing in towards the spine. You're not going to be able to come as far down because your front leg is forward, so the angle between your torso and your leg is already decreased. But wherever you can come to, maintaining your lumbar curve, then start to draw the elbows back away from your body, keeping the belly drawing in. Transfer a little bit more body weight into the front foot. So your weight is probably very much pushed into the back foot right now. As I bring the body weight forward, you see that squares my hips even more. And make both legs are actively straight, keeping the quadriceps lifted, belly in a little bit more, maybe the lowest rib down for a millimeter or two, and then stand all the way up. Turn your feet round, step your feet back together, release your arms, counter stretch if you wish. And then we'll go to the other side. So either hands in your prayer position. If you're doing one of these variations, make sure you switch so that the other arm is on top in the interest of symmetry. And if you're in your namaskar position, you can just give your hands a little wiggle up the back, drawing the elbows back away from you. Step your feet to a medium stance, and we'll go to the other side. So you're going to pick up your right toes, turn them in, right heel, turn it out, 45-degree angle, push the heel down, engage the quadricep, and then turn your left foot out all the way. Again, we're bringing the hips all the way around, so start to squeeze your inner thighs together, bringing the right hip forward and the left hip back. Draw your belly towards your spine, find that back bend, lift the chest, really exaggerate it here, and then slowly start to come forward, only so far as you can, maintaining your lumbar curve, the concave curve in your lower back. Belly is drawing strongly in, chest is lifted, elbows working back away from the torso. Both legs actively straight, really push the back heel down, keep both quadriceps lifted, and then start to transfer the weight forwards onto the front leg, which is going to help to square your hips even more. Keep the breath flowing, chest is still lifted, and perhaps make that lowest rib come down a little bit more, but maintaining your backward bend position. Gazing at a single point, perhaps noticing that you're tighter on one side than the other. And then belly to spine, stand up, turn your feet round, bring your feet back together, release your hands, and do a little counter stretch if you need to. Okay, find mountain pose a minute, lift the chest, extend the fingers down and back. Okay, hands on hips, step to a medium stride for your warrior 1 into 3. If you know you have trouble with balance, position yourself not too far away from a wall so that you can grab onto it at the appropriate moment. Okay, same feet, so pick up your left toes, turn it in, left heel out, and really push that heel down, engage this quadricep, turn your right foot out all the way. With the hands on the hips, find that motion of squeezing the inner thighs together, bringing the hips parallel, and engage this left glute, really trying to send the tailbone down here and lengthen through the lower back. Inhale, take the arms up, lengthen out of the waist, mind in the back foot, keep that thigh pushing back as you sit down to the right. Again, once you're down, start to think about where the hips are and see if you can bring your left hip forward and your right hip back. That action of squeezing your inner thighs together, even though they're not touching now, still applies to help square the hips here. Really engage this back quadricep, keep it active, and keep the left glute pushing down. You can either hold it here, gradually deepening your stance, or you can, if you wish, go into a back bend, lifting up out of the waist, and gently tracing the fingertips along the ceiling. Keeping the breath flowing, relax your forehead, stretching the fingers up, sitting down a little bit more. And then find a neutral spine position. Draw the belly in, gaze at a single point, and start to lean forwards over the front leg, transferring the weight and lifting the back leg up. If you need to grab onto a wall or a chair, you can do so. And then start to turn your left toes down towards the floor, finding inwards rotation of that leg. Belly to spine, stretch the fingers away, stretch the chest away, breath flowing, and then gazing at a single point, start to slowly with control, tip back into your warrior one, straighten your right leg, turn the feet round, and come back to center. We don't usually come back to center in between sides. I don't know why we're doing that today. Anyway, step your feet to the your medium stance again, and we'll go to the other side. Pick up your right toes and turn them in, and the left toes turn it out. And again, start to bring those hips round, squeezing the inner thighs together, bringing the right hip forward and the left hip back. Really push down the right heel and keep this quadricep really firm, lifting up, pushing back. Squeeze the right glutes, lengthening through the lower back, trying to turn the tailbone down a little bit. Inhale up out of the waist and lift, and then exhale, bend now your left knee. Belly drawing towards the spine, biceps by the ears, stretching up towards the ceiling, long fingers, wide palms. Again, see if you can re-square the hips, drawing the left hip back, right hip forward, finding a bit of action of that squeezing of the inner thighs towards each other. Either hold it there or lift up out of the waist and slowly start to take it into a back bend, tracing the fingers, tracing the gaze along the ceiling. Keeping the breath flowing, sitting down a little bit more into your front leg. And then gently come to neutral. Draw the belly in, start to lay your torso over the front leg, transferring the weight, lifting your back leg up. Again, using your support if you need to, turning your right toes now down towards the floor, belly drawing in towards the spine, stretch the fingertips away, stretch the chest forward, extend the back leg, keeping the breath flowing. Lift the back leg up a little more, bring your body down more, and then slowly, with control, landing in your warrior one. Straighten the front leg, turn the feet round, and bring your feet together. Find the mountain pose, lifting up through the chest, and extend the fingers down. I have misplaced my watch, so I'm going to have to get my phone to work out the time. Sorry about that. Okay, so come to the top edge of your mat. If you're not already, bring your feet hip distance apart, body weight back. Inhale up out of the waist, really lengthen, find that kind of back bending position, and then come forward slowly, keeping this lumbar curve for as long as possible. And then when you need to, bend your knees so that you can lay your stomach down on your thighs, bending the knees as much as you need to. Relax the head, maybe give it a little shake and a nod, allowing the crown of the head to draw down towards the floor. And really bending the knees a lot, like find a position that is not too extreme for you, where you can keep the contact between the stomach and the thighs and the chest and the knees, and then lengthening the breath. As everything slows a little after the effort of the standing postures. And then maintaining the connection between stomach and thighs and chest and knees. Just see if you can lift up the hips an inch, straightening the legs slightly, but focusing on maintaining this connection. So we're not trying to straighten the legs completely, we're maintaining connection between stomach and thighs, and then gently as we lift the hips just a little bit, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. Okay, everyone rebend your knees a lot, hands on the floor, gaze forwards, and step back to your plank position. Pushing the floor away, drawing the belly in, squeezing the glutes, turning the tailbone down towards the floor. Keeping the breath flowing, drawing the chest a little bit forwards here and the shoulders away from the ears. The legs are strong and straight. And then drop your knees and come to whichever variation of child's pose feels good for you right now. Again, lengthening the breath, breathing into the back of the body. Okay, and then coming up to an all fours position. And we're going to do some scapular protraction and retraction. So sitting up in a stable all fours position, drawing the belly in, so a nice neutral spine here, not this, but just a neutral spine position. Feet are hip distance across the floor. And then you're going to allow the chest to sink down and draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and then push the floor away, doming through the upper back. And just do a couple of repetitions here, really drawing the shoulders together at the top of the movement, pushing the floor away as much as possible at the top of the movement. I think I said that wrong. Drawing the shoulder blades together at the bottom when you're drawing the chest down, and then really pushing the floor away, doming the upper back at the top. Okay, sit back on your heels, relax your wrists a moment, maybe give them a little twirl around. And then we're gonna do that, if it's appropriate for you, in plank. If you know that's not appropriate, or if it feels wrong, just go back to doing it again on all fours. But if you want to try it in a plank position, come to your nice strong plank. Legs are straight, quadriceps are engaged, glutes are squeezing down, belly is drawing in. And then from here, allowing the chest to sink down, drawing the shoulder blades up, and then really pushing the floor away. And we'll just do whichever of the levels you're on, 10 repetitions. So that's probably 5. Then we'll do another 5 here, or whatever's appropriate for you. Perhaps 10 is too many. I mean, you know that. Keeping the belly drawing in throughout the movement. And then dropping the knees down and resting
in your child's pose. Breathing into the back, lengthening the breath. And then draw your belly in and start to roll your way up to the top. And come again to a all fours position. We're going to go back into a down dog. So actually let's bring the knees together, hands still shoulder distance apart. Really start to engage through the hands now, so pushing the base of the first knuckle down especially. Tuck the toes under and drop your hips back towards your heels. Start to push through the arms. So your arms are straight, but as you start to push, you can feel how this activates the body back towards the feet, and then really maintaining that action. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift the hips really strong through the arms, pushing the body weight as far back as you can towards the feet. Allow the head to hang and relax, and then take the right leg up behind you, trying to turn the toes down towards the floor, bringing the right hip square with the floor. Extend those toes away. Inhale, and as you exhale, come forward, bringing the knee to the right elbow, drawing the belly in, push the floor away, find that protracted shoulder position, and then inhaling back up, and then exhaling across the body, right knee to left elbow, push the floor away, protracted shoulders, and then inhale back up, and exhale to the center. Again, doming through the upper back, squeezing the belly in, and inhaling back up. One more set of those if you can. Take a rest if you need to. So coming right knee to right elbow, and inhaling up, across to the left elbow, and inhaling up, and to the center, and back. Okay, everyone rest a moment, knees down, drop back into your child's pose, perhaps bring the arms back by the legs to relax through the shoulders, and breathe. Okay, we go again. Come to your all fours position, knees together, fingers wide, pushing the floor away. Tuck your toes under, push the hips back, active through the arms, take a breath in, and lift the hips up. Take your left leg up, inwards rotation of the legs, turning the toes down, squaring the hips, drawing the belly in, extending those left toes away. Inhale, stretch away. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder, hold it, pushing the floor away, shoulders protracted, belly in. Inhaling up. Exhale across the body, left knee to right shoulder, really push the floor away. And inhale up. And to the center, really doming through the upper back, strong arms, strong belly, and inhale up. One more round if you can, or take a rest. Exhaling, left knee to left elbow, inhaling up. Exhaling across the body, pushing the floor away. Inhaling up. Exhaling to center, doming the back. And inhale up. Drop that leg down, drop the knees, and rest. Again, using the belly on the thighs to really send the breath into the back of the body. Deepening, lengthening the breath. And then draw your belly in and start to roll up through your spine. Come again to your all fours position, knees together, tuck your toes, drop the hips back, push the floor away, lift the hips up into your downward dog position, take the right leg up, stretch the toes away, and then come forwards, stepping the foot in between the hands. Come up to, I'm wobbling around everywhere, to a long lunge, or you can drop that back knee straight down if you want to regress it a little bit. If you're in your long lunge, left leg is straight, so really engage that quadricep as you sit down, bringing a bit of a stretch into the front of the left leg. Hips are, if possible, square with the mat. Chest is lifted, elbows drawing back, sit down a little bit more. And then everyone bring that back knee down. I'm just gonna switch around so that you can see my leg a little bit more. Okay, so we were here, we've just dropped the back knee. I want you to come back so that your left thigh is vertical with the, just vertical. If your knees are sensitive, you can just gather your mat a little bit underneath your knee to give it a bit more cushioning. And so we've got kind of 90-degree angles going on in each of the joints, standing up straight. And then from here, start to turn the tailbone down. So you're squeezing the left glute, turn the tailbone down, lifting the front of the pelvis up, and that should already bring a stretch into the front of that left leg. From here, take the arms up by the ears and lift up out of the waist, drawing the belly in. And then really maintaining this squeeze of the left glute, maintaining the tailbone pushing down, just slowly start to bring the hip forward and coming down a little bit more into your lunge. Keeping the breath flowing, keeping the arms by the ears, lifting up out of the waist. And then from here, I want you to bring your right arm down onto your hip, keeping the left arm up, and slowly just stretch a little bit over to the right, really stretching this side body now and the front of the hips. And then come back to center. Bring the arms down either side of your foot. Come back to your right-legged split dog. Drop the leg, and we'll go to the other side. So take the left leg up, stretching the toes away, draw it forwards, step it in between your hands, coming up to a high lunge or straight away dropping the knee if you wish. If you're in your high lunge, really engage now the right leg, pushing that thigh up, hands on hips. Hips are, if possible, square with the mat, drawing the belly in, lifting the chest up, drawing the elbows back, sitting a little bit down, more into that lunge, stretching across the front of the right hip. And then everyone drop your right knee now, again, onto your folded mat if you need to, and find this vertical position of the right thigh. And start then to turn the tailbone down, stretching the front of that leg. So we're not sinking into the lunge yet, we're keeping that right thigh vertical and just really squeezing the glutes, turning the tailbone down, front of the pelvis up. Draw the belly in, take the arms up by the ears and lift up out of the waist, maintaining that position of the pelvis. Really stretch up through to the fingertips And keeping those glutes squeezing, tailbone turning down, start to gently come a little bit forwards into your lunge, taking that stretch more deeply into the front of the right hip, keeping the breath flowing. Then bring your left hand to left hip, lift up out of the waist with the right arm and start to lean over to the left, stretching now the right side of the body. Keep the belly drawing in, keep the glutes squeezing down, and then come back to neutral. Bring your hands down, either side of your foot, tuck your right toes, pick up the knee, and come back through the split dog. Bring the feet down and rest in some manner of a child's pose, relaxing the forehead on the floor, arms back or forwards, whichever is more comfortable for you. Breathing into the back of the body. And then draw the belly in, start to roll up through the spine. Okay, and then let's come over onto your backside. In fact, before you lay down, just stay sitting up, and I'll just demo very quickly what we're going to do, so you don't have to kind of crane your neck when you're laying down. So we'll do some variations on bridge, and I'll obviously talk you through as we go in. But what you're going to be going for is lifting the leg to here, and then to here, and then back down, and the other side, maintaining all the while stability in the hips. Okay, so now everyone lay yourself down with the feet flat on the floor. Lift your chest and draw your shoulder blades down underneath your chest to open across the front, and bring the palms face down either side of your body. And bring the feet together, touching. And you can adjust here, your feet further away from your body will make it a bit less intense on your back, or bringing the feet in will make it more of a back bend. So as we go in, you can adjust as you need to. And then start the movement with the abdominal muscles. So start to draw your low belly down towards the floor. And as you do this, you feel that you push the lower back into the floor, and the tailbone lifts up just a little bit. From there, the tailbone continues to lift, and you slowly roll up through the spine, really squeezing the glutes, keeping the tailbone pushing away. You need to, at this point, adjust your feet a little bit further away or closer. You can do so. Keep the belly drawing in and the glutes squeeze. Either keep your hands flat on the floor, or you can interlace the hands underneath you and walk up a little bit more onto the shoulders. Now, stabilize your hips, or I should say, if you want to just hold it here in a regular bridge, you can do so, or stabilize your hips and lift up the left leg so that the leg is straight out, heel pointing away, keeping both hips up, and then taking the leg up above, flexing the foot, drawing the belly in, left glute really squeezing, keeping those hips lifted, and then the leg comes straight again, really squeezing the belly here, support those hips, and then bring the foot down, and we'll go to the other side. Again, draw the belly in, really squeeze the glutes, pushing the tailbone up, and then we lift the left leg up in line, keeping the legs straight, knees together, drawing the belly in, and then we take the leg straight up, If your hamstring is very tight and you need to bend your knee here, that's fine. Right glute really squeezing, keeping those hips level, belly drawing in, extending the heel up and away. And then bring that leg down in line, draw the belly in, bring the knee down, and then release your hands if they're interlaced, and slowly we start to roll down the spine. Really draw your belly towards your spine to keep the tailbone up so that you can roll the tailbone down last of all. And then just gently here bring your knees towards your chest. So keep your hips down on the ground. Don't hug your knees in so much that your hips come up. Just apply a bit of pressure with the hands on the shins, keeping the hips on the floor. And then from here, if you wish to, you can roll a little bit from side to side over the lower back, massaging the lower back and the hips. And then bring your feet to the floor and allow the knees to come out to the side with the soles of the feet together in a supine Baddha Konasana position. Again, if this is a lot for you, just walk your feet further away from your body to make it less intense, or you can walk them in if it's comfortable for you to do so. Bring your hands to your low belly and just take a few breaths here, breathing into your hands. Allowing the knees to gently work down towards the floor. Just using gravity to assist you in that, not actively pushing them to the floor. Relaxing the face. And then slowly bring your knees together, feet flat on the floor. Again, we're going to come into Shavasana. Draw your shoulder blades down underneath you. Lift your hips and lengthen your lower back. Bring the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Allow your legs to come long and the feet to fall out to the side. Maybe if you're if you're wearing glasses, you want to remove them. And close your eyes and allow the floor to support you. Feeling the weight of the body releasing into the earth as your muscles let go. Bringing the awareness into your feet and ankles, up through the lower legs, the knees and the thighs. Bring the awareness into your hips, up through the lower back, middle back, upper back, the abdomen, navel and chest. Bringing your awareness to your shoulders and arms, to the wrists and the hands. And then up into your neck and head, relaxing all your facial muscles, the jaw, the tongue, and your teeth, your lower lip, upper lip, nose and cheeks. Softening the eyes and the eyelids, the eyebrows and the forehead. And bringing your awareness to your breath. As you inhale, the belly rises. And as you exhale, the belly falls. Had to do a little bit of a shorter Shavasana today because I've gone over time, but I invite you as ever to stay for longer if that's what you feel you need. But otherwise you can start to invite a longer, deeper breath back and start to bring some gentle movement into the toes and the fingers, allowing that movement to travel into the legs and the arms. If you wish, you can take a big full body stretch, stretching the arms away, stretching the heels away. And when you're ready, drawing your legs up and rolling onto one side, making your way back to seated position, either cross-legged or on your knees. Close your eyes, and if you want to bring your hands to your center of your chest in a prayer position, you can do so. Bow the chin. Take a moment to notice how you feel, give thanks, and then raise your head and open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone, for practicing with me, and well done. I am again going to have to rush off today, so I can't do a post-class chat, but I wish you all a wonderful rest of your afternoon or evening, and hopefully see you soon.